Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike, back again once again. And today we're here for a Kamen Rider GAVV episode 35. And the bad guys won in this one, man. The bad guys had their own little covert mission going on. Longo said, hey, you want 10 million humans? Well, guess what? I'm gonna deliver. Leave it to Big Bro. And Big Bro delivered. Like, Longo had this big diabolical freaking plan, had everything in motion. It was just when Longo get there on the field, and when he's in charge, he gets stuff done, and he proved that in this episode. Had all kinds of things going on. Bro had agents everywhere. He had two twin girl granoots out here getting ready to do stuff. Like, man, they had their own like methods of doing things. He even called in little bro Neelev to give him some equipment so he could do this plan. And bro was like, all right, bet, I got you. And we see the guys in the background have no idea what to do, because it's like, oh man, like, why are so many people going missing all at once? Like, you got people in stadiums, people on a cruise ship, people on a plane, like I think it was multiple planes. Like, Longo had this whole plan in the bag, and the guys were flabbergasted. They had them run around with like chickens with their heads cut off, yo. And then, the B plot of this episode was, them helping Sachika's friend, see this band. See this band. And this band, like, I think I've heard of this band before, but these guys, they have like horse masks on their heads and stuff. Hey, the song sounded great. I might hit that up. But yeah, that's basically the B plot. But on top of that, Uncle Dente isn't dead. Uncle Dente's still here, yo. He just fell asleep. I guess Uncle Dente is just tired, man. He's just tired. Like, he been working hard, lost all his teethuses. Like, he been working hard, man. I'm just really glad that Uncle Dente's still here, because we need Uncle Dente. We need him more than ever now, because the big dogs is coming out on the field now. We need Uncle Dente way more. And we see that Lakia goes to him and says that, hey, I need you to help me with something. But other than before that, we see that the guys have gotten all together, and they're basically able to deduce that this is Longo's plan. And Longo has, like, he's on the field now. He has something to do with this, and he basically says that ever since they modified, Lakia basically says that ever since they modified him, using his jellyfish like powers to, capture like good big amounts of people in a small group, and basically able to like capture that amount of people in one sitting. They're basically doing the same thing, but he's basically thinking that they're doing the same thing, and he's starting to feel bad about what happened when, like, how he used to be before he joined the team and stuff, and how he was capturing humans and stuff. And he basically asked them, like, did y'all ever tell Sachika what I was doing before I joined y'all? And then, like, they both were like, no, we didn't. And he was like, he kind of was like glad that they didn't tell her, because it's like they don't know how Sachika's gonna feel about that. And also, but then, they saved a lot of those people, so they saved a good amount of people that he was capturing. But anyway, and Shoma's kind of able to like relate to how Lakia is feeling, because for a long time, Shoma wasn't telling anybody about who he was or what he was doing. So, but then, Hanto comes in and clutch and tells him that, hey, like, just, we can't focus on that right. We can't really focus on that right now. It's none of you guys' fault, because, you guys went through a lot, but at the same time, you're different now. And, keep that fat close to your hearts, kind of getting them back in the spirits, and getting them to like focus on what they really need to do now. We see that Lakia ends up going to Uncle Dente. He ends up bringing him some pudding, and the Dente eats it all. He eats the pudding, he eats the cup, he eats the spoon. Like, why? There isn't even any pudding on the spoon, yo. Why are you eating that? But yeah, he basically tells him that he needs something made, and he asks Dente he needs something made. He needs like an antidote for his jellyfish toxins. So I'm wondering, like, whoa, can Lakia do something? I mean, can Dente do something like that? Be really impressive. I wouldn't be surprised if he could do stuff like that. But yeah, so we see that thanks to all the little Gochizos that Shoma sent on patrol. Quick side note, Shoma ends up making 200 Gochizos. Yeah, he's up to 200 Gochizos, so he's good for, you know, being able to turn into Overgav at least 2 times. We see that he uses one of those times in this episode, so most likely next episode we're getting the debut of the other side of Overgav, which is, you know, the one that looks more like his base form, but kind of like I always thought like that form looked more like a big, like an older, more grown up, you know, looking form of his base form, because to me his base form always kind of looked like a lizard, but now like the other side of Overgav might be like an older version of that lizard, if you get what I mean. Like, it just feels like a baby lizard turning into like an adult lizard, you know. But it kind of has like lizard looking kind of properties. I don't know, but we see that Shoma ends up catching up with these. He ends up, because he's Gochi, so he's able to get on the plane and see that the two, there's an agent and the 2 female Grenoots have come and they've captured all the people by using this little equipment, like mechanism, bubble blower. It was a bubble blower type of thing that Neela ended up making for Longo. And, you know, Neela basically bringing up the fact that, hey, I don't work under you anymore. And then, like, Longo's like, yeah, you may not be working under me anymore, but at the same time, you still want to help me out. You still kind of want to help me out, and you know, and then you know, Neela was like, yeah, you got me there. It feels weird that these guys are the bad guys, but you like them so much, because at the end of the day, they're just a family running a business, a rather terrible dark business. It's technically, you know, drug trafficking, but at the same time, it's like, I like the Stomach family. Like, I like them. I mean, Sheeta and Lata. Yeah, like Lato. Jiba. Sheeta and Jiba. I kind of, I like Sheeta, but Jiba, man, kiss me, get out of here. But yeah, so Shoma catches up with them. He starts fighting them in the plane because they've already captured all the freaking boys, turned the people into spice. They haven't like captured all of them yet. But then that's when Longo comes in, and he's on the plane because he knew that, you know, Gav was gonna be there, you know, and Longo is able to make like these red force fields, and these force fields are really hard to get through. And the plane ends up, he ends up knocking Shoma off the plane, and then that's when the plane ends up crashing. But I guess they still were able to grab all the humans off the plane and get off the plane. And then we see Longo walking up with the flame of the exploded plane behind him, and then that's when Hanto and Lakia show up, and they're like, Longo. And they're like, Hanto's never seen Longo, so this is his first time seeing dude. He just heard them talk about him, but this is his first time seeing him. And you know, he talks to we see that Longo ends up talking to Lakia and say, hey, been a while, Logan 9. He still called him Logan 9 because that was his name before. And he's like, I guess you, Lakia is like, I guess you're using, you know, my method of capturing people and stuff like that. And then he's like, I don't want to hear nothing from a traitor. And then Hanto's like, you were the guy that you know, turned my mom into spice. And then like Longo's like, oh, you're Valen, right? I mean, I don't remember your mom, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have done that. It was like, oh my god, like, Longo, I was expecting this, but god, that was cold, man. But that's when, you know, Hanto's like, I'm putting you in the ground. So bros get in there, they start fighting him, they can't do nothing to him. He pulls out this freaking great sword, and they can't get past his freaking defenses because, you know, he's just making all these force fields that he can make them at like any angle. So they're fighting him. He ends up mollywopping both of them. That's when Shoma gets up, transforms, and tries to fight Longo. Longo slams him to the ground. We get some flashbacks and stuff of, you know, how Shoma was like introduced to the family. He was a little baby, and then the dad just walked in and said, hey, this is my new wife. This is your little brother Shoma. You touch him, you getting punished. That's all. and he just walks in and just drags her off. I'm like, God dang, man. Like, Dad was a jerk. I'm sorry. He was just mad aggressive, and I just hate it. I want the dad to be like just pretending to be this much of like a jerk, but at the same time, it's just like, oh my God, like what plans do you really have for Shoma to make him stronger? Because you treated his mom like dirt, and I hated it. I hate this. I want more context of why the dad was treating her this way, or was he just like this? I hated it, but at the same time, the rest of the family, they just like, we hate this kid. Like, this kid and his mom should be freaking spice for us. Like, what is this? What are these humans doing here? And then Longo goes on to say, like, you should have never been born, and like, you changed the family, and we always hated you, type stuff. And then like, Shoma ain't hearing it. Shoma's like, shut up. I never asked to be born. Like, that none of that is my fault. Like, I was brought into this world against my freaking will. Like, dude, like, I didn't ask to be here. It was that type of thing. It was just like, you're making me feel bad about being born. Like, I didn't ask to be here, yo. Like, your hatred for me is unwarranted. You hate me because I'm half human. You hate me because my mom is human. You hate me because Dad brought me in here. Like, dude, y'all treated me like trash from the start. It was like that type of thing. It was just like, why are you blaming Shoma for what your dad did? Like, it sucks. But yeah, so Shoma gets him off him. He transforms into Overgav and tries to fight him, tries to get through those force fields. He's busting through him. He is. And then like, Longo's like, oh, so this is the form that beat Magen. Okay. It's got a lot of strength, but that's all it's got. And he starts to beat the crap out of Shoma. Shoma gets the upper hand on him, tries to do the over punch. It gets through the force field, but it still does nothing to Longo. He tries to charge up another punch, and bam, the form turns off. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, it would turn off at this point, right? It would turn off here. And then that's when we see Shoma transform into Blizzard Sorbet and uses all his ice to basically block Longo's attack, and he ends up getting the rest of the boys. He ends up getting himself and the bros up out of there. So yeah, man, the episode ends off right there. The next episode, we're getting the debut of the other side of Overgav, which I'm really looking forward to. I can't wait to see how powerful this form is. I feel like it's gonna have a lot of speed and strength. I feel like it's gonna be like a perfect balance, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But other than that, this episode was dope. I love seeing Longo in action. I've been waiting so long to see how bro actually fights. His Granute form is freaking diabolical, demonic looking, which I expected. We've seen the full forms of everybody else. We had to see Big Brother Longo, and I'm so scared to see if they fight him and Glotto at the same time. Man, it's gonna be hell to pay. But other than that, man, the bad guys won. They did. They got this fight. But the heroes is coming back, and we gonna do something about it. But other than that, this episode is dope. You guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider GAVV. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think about Longo? What do you think about his plan? What do you think about his new form? Not his new form, but what do you think about his form? Because it just screams final boss. But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Remember, as I always say, stay ancient.